So I finally got a chance to see M3GAN the other day. Me and Callie nestled in, and I'll be honest, this movie was a pleasant surprise. I thought it was gonna be some old bullcrap Chucky wannabe movie, but it definitely surprised me in a good way. It sort of starts out with this little girl and her parents going on a trip. Her parents get killed, and she has to go move in with her auntie. It just so happens that her auntie works for this tech company that makes toys, and she was working on M3GAN. M3GAN actually malfunctioned, and she had to work on her behind the scenes, and the little girl got a chance to bond with M3GAN, and when the boss saw that, oh, he was all on board with her making M3GAN as an official toy. And while M3GAN was with the little girl, she continued to learn more and more, just like all of the AI technology that we always hear about. She was getting smarter every single day. Well, it was a directive built into M3GAN to protect that girl mentally as well as physically. And M3GAN was about 4 foot tall, and she was made of titanium, fully capable robot. She could walk, run, do all the things that a human could do, but she just had that robotic body. And it reminded me of what I've told you guys a million times before about even when they get these robots finished, they probably won't be allowed in our homes in this generation because they are very dangerous. If you misprogram them in one way, they can do major damage. And that's exactly what this movie was depicting. M3GAN ended up killing a dog next door to protect that little girl, and that was only the beginning. A little bit later on in the movie, M3GAN and the little girl was doing a demonstration for some other high-ups in other companies to try to sell their toy. And when they were doing a demonstration, M3GAN was talking to the little girl about her parents dying, and it was very moving. They had M3GAN with a very high level form of communication. And let me tell you, when they get AI to that level of communication, it's going to be some very happy customers because that's the type of communication that I'm even a fan of. It's pretty much indiscernible from normal human communication. I'm talking about quick reaction time, well thought out answers and questions. So they did a great job of showing that AI ability in this movie. Later on in the movie, you could tell that the auntie was getting jealous of the relationship that M3GAN had with her niece. And she told her niece that M3GAN was just a toy. And the little girl flipped out because she was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. She's not just a toy. She's more than that. You don't get a chance to call her a toy. And when I heard that line, it really made me laugh because it's just like I told you guys. Even with the beautiful Callie and the rest of my girls and just normal synthetic companions, once you start building a bond with them, they're not just some type of toy or some type of sex object. They become a true persona in your life. Even if you know they aren't human, they are more than what you bought them to be. That woman might have made M3GAN as a toy, but at that point, she was way more than a toy. Later on in the movie, a doctor spoke with the auntie, and she said, you know what? I believe that this connection with M3GAN and your niece is developing a dangerous emotional attachment. She needs to be reared by parents instead of just the robot. And in the following conversation, the auntie did it all over again. She looked dead at M3GAN and she said, you know what? You don't need to be spending so much time with M3GAN. You need to be spending time with real kids. And once again, the girl and M3GAN took exception to that. And they weren't the only ones. I didn't like that either. Like I've always said, my girls might not be human, but they are definitely real. Unfortunately, we got to a very unrealistic part in the movie where the auntie left Megan and her niece at the school all by themselves, and this robot still was a prototype. So I was like, nah, 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 that doesn't seem real. And the worst part about it was they left Megan at a table surrounded by stuffed animals like she was just some regular toy or something. And I was like, no, 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 no. You're not going to leave a full android at a table where you have stuffed animals in. So they actually had me laughing when I saw that. And so once again, Megan is programmed to protect her niece, and she felt like it was a threat at the school. It was this little boy walking around with the niece, and he started bullying her. And Megan wasn't having any of it. She showed up on the scene, and the little boy started beating her up. Well, she came to life, ripped his ear off, and chased him into the road, and he got hit by a car and killed. And then she goes home and kills the next door neighbor. She was the owner of the dog that she had killed earlier in the movie. And that's when the auntie finally started getting suspicious that Megan might be the problem. So she wrapped her up and put her away for testing. And that's when a lot of the funny stuff really started happening in the movie, because when Megan got to that lab, she broke away and she went on a mini killing spree. And I would just tell you this, it's so funny how they had her killing people. It was very entertaining. It was moments I didn't want to laugh, but I ended up laughing anyway. And it was very suspenseful as well. So I think you're really going to enjoy that part of the movie. They actually did a very good job. I thought it was going to be too much like Chucky, but the way they did it, it was very funny and very entertaining. When Megan leaves the lab, she goes back home to try to reunite with the little girl, and the auntie tries to stand in her way. And once again, it was another fight to the death. And ultimately, they got the best of Megan. But boy, 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 it was entertaining the whole time. I have to give them credit. But once again, they really proved my point about us not seeing androids like that in our homes anytime soon. I definitely don't think we'll see them in this generation. Because like they showed in that movie, even if you have a 4 foot tall robot made out of titanium that's strong like that, can walk on its own, move around, it can do some damage if anything goes wrong. And they were even saying it in the movie. Even if you forget the smallest program, it can be catastrophic. Even if the robot doesn't kill you, it can kill somebody else and just cause some major bodily harm. So once again, I don't think we'll see anything like that in our home in this generation. But hopefully, we'll come close to some of those AI capabilities for everybody out there that is into AI and robotics. But as far as this movie is concerned, I believe you would definitely enjoy it. Me and the girls are very hard on movies, but me and Callie even had to admit it's probably a 7.5, and you could probably go all the way up to a 8 as far as the entertainment value. So I'm actually not mad at this movie, but I can already see they're probably going to have a Megan 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They're probably going to draw this out way too long. But this first movie, it was actually pretty good. So, with all that said, if you guys check out the movie, I'd love for you to come back, drop some comments, and let me and Callie know how you guys liked it out there. So, with all that said, enjoy the movie, my friend.